What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Welcome to New York Giants Conversations. Another edition, man. About to go ahead and get it in. Definitely y'all stay tuned here. I'm gonna put some beats on, get some things together in the background, give y'all a great show today. We're gonna talk about how to build the Giants for the future. Top 30 visits coming in. We also got our new segment on the money or out of pocket, a brand new edition of that. Y'all are not gonna want to miss that. So y'all kick back, relax, man. We about to get the show started here in just a few minutes, man. So stay tuned and
I want you to attack. I want you to visualize and then attack.
All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and get started here. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Definitely hit that like button on your way in, and let's get it cracking.
Welcome to Giants.
All right. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Welcome back to another edition of New York Giants Conversation. It's me today, NYG22, aka Unpopular Opinion Sports. Hopefully Pat'll be in a little bit, but gonna roll solo for Dolo for right now. Definitely see y'all in the chat. Appreciate you, NFL Reality Check. Salute, Coach. What's good with you? Big Blue in the Bronx. Alex, what's good with you, man? Ghost Dog, what's good? What's goody, man? Appreciate y'all, man. Definitely, man. We're gonna get into the talk here about how to build the New York Giants for the future, man. Because to me, it's kind of been one of those things where everybody's trying to talk about the Giants need to win now. The Giants need to win this year. Brian Dable and Joe Shane need to win games this year. If they draft Travis Hunter, if they draft Abdul Carter, that sets them up to win games this year with Russell Wilson at the quarterback position. But are you playing the long game or are you playing the short game here? That's what you have to ask yourself. Are the New York Giants and their fans okay with a flash in the pan season? Kind of like you had in 2022. Kind of like you had in 2016. Or are you trying to build a team that can sustain long-term success? And that's what I want to talk about here, because the draft is definitely where that starts. The draft is definitely where you start to build the foundation of your team. You start to put pieces in place that can carry a team for, 10 to 15 years down the road. And the Giants have a critical decision to make in this 2025 NFL draft. They're going to have a choice. You have the generational prospect in Travis Hunter, the controversial prospect in Shedeur Sanders, and the high upside prospect in Abdul Carter. So you have to understand those three components when I'm talking about breaking down this how to build this team moving out. Now, real quick, let's get into a couple of these top 30 visits. Let's do our due diligence, as they say. I had him here just a second ago. Art Stapleton put them out. Okay, here we go. Let's get it, man. All right, so let's talk about some of the prospects the Giants are bringing in. We kind of went through this last week, but he's updating them as they come in. So let's see if there's anybody else that we haven't touched on here before I get into building this team up for the future, because this is all part of it. It all ties in together. So as we talked about Abdul Carter, that is probably the favorite right now. When you're talking about who the Giants could possibly be picking, of course, they're going to bring in all the top prospects for top 30 visits. When you have that high of a pick, you're going to be bringing in most of all the top guys, that are going to be in range of where you're picking, which is 3. So Abdul Carter, of course, is going to be on the list. Everybody's making this big thing about, oh, yeah, breakfast with Brian Dable. And he was in the Giants building and he tweeted Lawrence Taylor's picture. So what? Because none of that matters. Because guess who else is in the building? Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward. They was all in the building. Let's go down the list. What does it matter? Marcus Mbo. As you see Sanders right there, I don't need to say nothing else about that. But let's talk about Marcus Mbo for a minute. Offensive lineman, 6'4", 304 pounds. Just turned 22. Played right tackle, but the Giants definitely could probably put him in at guard. And again, they're looking for upgrade at right guard over Greg Van Roten and Jake Kubis. That's what we're talking about here. Trying to get an upgrade over Greg Van Roten and Jake Kubis. So Marcus Mbo out of Purdue, offensive lineman. Talked to him at the Senior Bowl. He moves people. Yeah, big, tough, physical guard. Can maul people in the run game. So you definitely want to get an upgrade from Greg Van Roten. They went after some guards in free agency, wasn't able to land one. Came back with Greg Van Roten. At least you could say he's serviceable, but you definitely want a guard for the future, because you have Jermaine Illuminor and Jermaine Illuminor and Andrew Thomas as your tackles. They're gonna be there for at least some years. Say the next 3 to 4 years, and then you got John Runyon at guard. He is gonna be here a couple more years. So you're definitely looking to build, and John Michael Smith's at center. So you're looking for that guard to go along with John Michael Smith to build up your interior. That's what I think the Giants are trying to do. They're trying to make their interior offensive line stronger, because pressure busts pipes, and pressure definitely comes from the middle, from up the middle, which affects the quarterback the most. You're getting pressure directly in your face. When it's coming from the sides, you can step up in the middle. When it's coming straight at you, it's a lot more difficult to deal with. So, but Marcus Mbo out of Purdue, probably can get him in the, second, third round. A lot of these guards are going to be in the second, third round. This is a deep class for guards, interior offensive linemen, and interior defensive linemen. So definitely the Giants targeting those two positions. Here's Pat. Definitely the Giants. What's going on with you, man?
I'm on camera and I'm recognizing my mic on my camera. I'm gonna try to get in the past 30 minutes.
Oh snap!
StreamYard be tripping.
Definitely, man. But I'm just getting started, man. Just going over Marcus Mbo from Purdue. The Giants bringing him in for a top 30 visit. Gonna look at some of these top 30 visits, talk about them a little bit more in detail, and then we're gonna talk about how to build this team up for the future. Because all this talk about winning games now, I just don't understand it. Team's not ready to win now. But give your thoughts on Marcus Mbo real quick. Before we moved on, I talked about Abdul Carter. Not much to talk about there. Everybody knows who he is. Everybody knows who Sador Sanders is. Want to give some of these other prospects a little bit of love.
Mm-hmm.
But what's your thoughts on Mbo?
Mbo, very athletic guard. I think he played some tackle at Purdue as well. Yeah, he played right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that he can play guard. I just don't feel like drafting a right tackle and moving Illuminor into guard. I don't even think Illuminor is with moving back to guard. He would do it because he's a team player, but I do believe that dude wants to stay at right tackle. You keep your good players happy. You know what I'm saying? Mbo, 6'4", 304, very good size to play the guard position. And I think he will push Greg Van Roten and Evan Neal. And I think Jay Kubas is pretty good too. I think Jay Kubas has.
That's what they got here is they got Greg Van Roten and Jake Kubas, as the competition in there for guard for a guy like Mbo if he were to get drafted. So I don't even think they're even thinking about Evan Neal right now. I would be thinking about
let's ask this. Would you be okay with them let Jay Kubas compete for that starting position? Would you be cool with that?
Oh, with Greg Van Rotten, yeah, hell yeah. Absolutely.
But don't draft a young guy. Don't go in the trenches. Just let those guys compete. Would you be cool with that? That's what I'm asking.
No.
So we have to get a young guy regardless. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. And the reason I'm saying that is because you got to understand depth wise. You know, you got Van Rotten here, probably on a 1-year deal. Even say if Kubas beats him out, you still need somebody behind him. You still need somebody behind what's my man over there on the left side? John Runyon. So, you know, unless you think Evan Neal's that guy, which again, very questionable, you definitely want to bring in another young player to at least compete with Evan Neal if that were the case. And that being for the backup or the starting job. You know, Greg Van Rotten, you only have to look at him as like a 1-year rental. So you really don't have no long-term answer at that spot yet. And counting on Jake Kubas, if he shows up and shows out, cool, you end up being right. But if he don't, you ain't got nothing. See what I'm saying? Because you ain't draft nobody.
So, yeah, I mean, we still got Aaron Stinney. Can't forget about him. We still got Aaron Stinney, who is not bad. I mean, he's not great, but he's not bad.
Not somebody I want to start on my team.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I understand. I mean, I don't want them to go out throughout this draft without getting a young offensive lineman.
Yeah, they did it last year. So you're going to go 2 drafts without drafting? Oh, shit, that's malpractice.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we could definitely talk about them being fired immediately. Like, hell no, man. What the hell we doing here? Shout out to the chat, man. I see y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, man. I got my co-host here now, so I'll be tapping in with y'all guys. Man Cave, salute. What's good with you, man? Appreciate you. Iman, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you. JCNYC. Cam Scatball. Yeah, I got a video coming out on him on Unpopular Opinion Sports, exclusively on Unpopular Opinion Sports on the running backs, man. Y'all gonna love that one. I was putting the finishing touches up on it last night, so that'll be dropping tomorrow.
That's what's up.
Giants offer me a contract to play that bubble pop. Cause you're crazy. Big Pat Flores in the building. Oh man, Jay Ferries, what's good, man? Says Kubas got a shot. Yeah, he do. He definitely got a shot, man. Appreciate you tapping in as always, Jay. JD, what's good with you, man? We became the Browns of the NFL. Shit is sad. Yeah. That's funny. Cause you right there with the Browns too. 2-3. And y'all both about to make the same mistake.
Right.
Excellent comment. Go says Kubas. I think Kubas gonna be good. I think he'll be decent. I don't know if he's gonna be somebody that's gonna be day in and day out starter. I would like him as a rotation. It's okay to have guys like that as a rotational piece. You know what I mean? I don't want to force him because it's gonna be times where he's gonna look like ass out there. Y'all gonna be crying because we need to upgrade. This guy can't block. The dude from the Washington, Payne or Allen, whatever his name is. He can't block Carter from Philly. You know, so.
I mean, yeah, it's a tough task over in the NFC East. You gotta gotta have a certain mindset, man. These guys are not playing with people around here over the NFC East.
Damn right. D-Dan, what's good, man? Appreciate you. Not the Browns yet. We only ruined one QB. Well, you kind of ruined Eli Manning's second half of his career too, but never mind that. All right, man. Let's go through this list. Joshua Farmer, we talked about him a little bit last week. 6'3", 305. Farmer is definitely a prospect that can come in next to Dexter Lawrence and give you that give you some pass rush flexibility there. I think I like his run stopping ability, but I do want to see, you know, I guess what I'm looking for is more of a space eater, if that makes sense. Like one of them Dalvin Thomason, Linval Joseph type cats next to Dexter Lawrence. I don't know if that's what we need, or if Dex is the space eater and we just need somebody that's more of a pass rusher.
Yeah, a pass rusher and somebody that can hold their ground.
Yeah, okay.
In the run game, you don't really need a huge dude to be right by Dexter Lawrence. You need somebody that's very versatile next to Dexter Lawrence that can get upfield. You know what I'm saying? If you can do that with Dexter Lawrence, because a big man eater next to Dexter Lawrence only really helps on running situations. And if you're decent enough to where you can hold your ground and shed with a person like Dexter Lawrence out there, you're good.
And that's what Farmer does. He sheds blocks. He's good at shedding blocks. He gets off blocks. And that's why he gets those 8 tackles for loss at Florida State last year. But I'm definitely I got another video too coming out on D tackles, so I'm not going to spoil you my video per se, but Joshua Farmer is definitely one of those players to look out for, because the Giants bringing him in for a top 30 visit. The reason I talk so much about these top 30 visits is because 9 times out of 10, at least 3 to 4 of these dudes are probably going to be New York Giants.
That's a fact.
That's how they work. We figured it out a couple years ago. The inner workings of their organization. Joe Shane, when he took over, he leans on his scouting and he leans on these top 30 visits because they want to get to know the player, which some say they might be overthinking some things when it comes to knowing the player or thinking that they know the player. But that's definitely how the Giants operate, working off these top 30 visits. So, all right. Quinshawn Judkins, running back out of Ohio State. Ollie Gordon, running back out of Oklahoma State. Like both these kids, especially Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon is just one of those tough, beat you up type runners, man. You know what I'm saying? 6'2", like 225, 230. And I mean, he's going to be the one that's going to be able to get those goal line carries and start getting these touchdowns where, I was watching the, they play these games on NFL Network, and I was watching, I think, the Giants-Seahawks game from last year, and them dudes got stopped 4 times on 4th and 1. And it's like, bro, you can't, that type of stuff right there, Daniel Jones trying to pick it up. Wow. Then you got little Eric Gray, he flying in there. Pap, get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? Here comes Singletary. Nope, too small. You know what I'm saying? Ollie Gordon, he getting in there. You know what I'm saying? Had over 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns at OK State. I think this is the perfect complement to Tyrone Tracy. He can catch out the backfield as well. And he's not the fastest guy. I don't need him to be 4.4, 4.5 speed, 4.4, 4.3 speed though. I need him to be tough with, within those 5 yards. And Ollie Gordon's agile, he moves pretty well out of the backfield. So definitely big fan of Ollie Gordon. But Quinshawn Judkins, man, I know you was know we talked about him a little bit. What's your thoughts on Judkins real quick, Pat?
I think he's a power back and a speed back combined. The only thing wrong with Judkins is that we would have to take him in a second round. Are you willing to do a second rounder on a running back in this year's draft?
Let me tell you
That's
something.
what you gotta. That's what you gotta think.
Let me tell you something though. Not what I would do, but the Giants might do it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you look at this list, there's some players, well, some running backs that could go in the second or even first round because they brought in my man from Carolina, Omari Hampton. So they're obviously thinking in that back half because say if Hampton slips, because this is my mindset to what the Giants is thinking. If a guy like Omari Hampton slips or Quinshon Judkins or something like that, and they're in range with it, that first second round pick that they got, you could see a small trade up. I wouldn't say they're gonna trade like to 15 or 20 or something like that, but what they're picking 34.
Yeah.
If they picking 34, they might trade up to 32 to that last pick of the first round to 31. With the 32, the Eagles ain't trading with you, but they might trade up to 31. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You know, or they might even trade up to the first pick of the second round. You know, the 33rd pick. So that's what I'm talking about. When you
get a running back
to get a running back, I think they would do that, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, and it's crazy. And we're gonna get into on the money or out of pocket a little bit later, but there is talk about this. And they're bringing in guys that are projected to go the first or second round. You got Judkins, like you said, and Omari Hampton. Omari Hampton is not going. He might not get out the first.
He's going in the first round,
so that's what I'm saying. And if Judkins pushes his way in the first round, you know, I mean, you might have to go first round for it back.
But
what's your thoughts on that?
I don't think we need to press the issue on running back that hard.
I don't think so either.
You know what I'm saying? Like second round, get you. I think they are too. If Omari Hampton is there within their reach, I know they're considering that. Quinshon Judkins straight up in the second round. Ooh, that's kind of steep when you can get you know, an offensive lineman or another edge rusher. Because I mean, we could talk about that later if you want. What is their faith in Thibodeau? I haven't heard anything about Thibodeau. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on where you want to go. I mean, but getting that running back is like a win now type move. It is. If you want to pair, I think Tyrone Tracy is more than capable of being your number one back. I think I ain't
gonna hold you. If you get Omari Hampton, Tyrone Tracy becomes your complimentary back at that point.
Yeah,
this dude's gonna be the primary back.
Yeah, he's gonna be the primary.
Omari Hampton is that dude, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be Omari Hampton comes in. He's the primary back. There's no question. If there is a question, it'll be over after the preseason. After his first couple of carries, it'll be over.
Yeah, man. But all right, let's get into it. We talked a little bit about Elijah Arroyo. I'm thinking Elijah Arroyo. They're probably targeting him somewhere in the third round with one of those 2 third-round picks. I think that's the sweet spot for him.
I don't think he makes it to the third round, but you never know.
You never know. All right. Jalen Reed, Nittany Lions playmaker, technically a local pro day visit. So the Giants do have these local pro day visits that they put together where they can get, like, I think it's Penn State, Rutgers, Syracuse. It's a couple of them schools they get added to the list of 30 as locals. I don't. Somebody can explain that. Maybe Coach, you know about that a little bit more. What those local pro days are? Do they separate them from the top 30 visits, or is it? Yeah. But talk about Jalen Reed. What do you know about Jalen Reed, Pat? DB out of Penn State. I don't know a lot about him.
Not mistaken, the smaller corner, like the Reed from the Jets that everybody wanted. He's like that. I think he could be a 4th, 5th round pick, but I don't think we need to go DB. at all in this draft. I'm just being honest. We got too many young people, and we signed Paulson and Debo. And then if they go Travis Hunter and they talking about putting him at DB, you definitely don't need to go DB. So I'd rather get another offensive lineman in the 4th, 5th round than a DB. Just all honest. Okay, the locals are separate from the top 30. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why they bring it. That's why they can bring in Jalen Reed, guys like my bad, guys like Jalen Reed and Cal Monunga, who they also brought in, running back from Rutgers. All right. Tyler Shuck, everybody's new favorite, Daniel Jones, quarterback out of Louisville, who the New York Giants are bringing in on a top 30 visit. People saying Tyler Shuck is the second best quarterback in this class, man.
Who the hell is saying that?
People. What is your upside? What's the upside for Tyler Shuck? Let's start there. What do you think his upside could be? Like, what's his floor? What's his ceiling? I thought I had some film on him. That's what I'm looking for, but go ahead.
We did film on him as path to the Senior Bowl. We saw him at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the prototypical size of a quarterback that you actually want to think. He's like 6'5", 230 something. He has a very strong arm, and he's just inaccurate and on his deep passes, and his injury history is super strong. He's had major injuries every year in college. That's why he's going to be like 26 years old, because he kept getting extra years in college for being injured. I just don't think Tyler Shuck is what the Giants need as far as the quarterback position. You know, I think Tyler Shuck would do good, like going to a team and being a backup and not having any pressure on him. And can he come in and make some plays for you? Yeah, he can, but I just don't see it, man. You know, the film I watch on him, he doesn't do it for me as far as being an actual, you know, leader of your team, as far as being that quarterback you can, you know, ride into the playoffs and things as such. As that, he's just not that type of dude, man. I think he will be a very good backup in the league. And if you need him to come in a couple of games and start you a couple of games and maybe win you 2 of those 3 games, he can probably do that. But as far as a franchise guy, nah, he's far down the list on that.
Yeah, I think I do have his film. Let me bring that into the archives here. Because y'all wanna keep doing this stuff, man. Oh, Shuck's better. Oh, go get Milrow. Got his film too. Yeah, because you gotta understand, we actually watched the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we watched these players. So I mean, you see Tyler Shuck right here. So if y'all want to watch this film, and you can go through it and break it down if you want to, but to me, I'm not impressed either, Ghost. I'm not impressed by either of these dudes. Just want to show y'all a little bit here while we go and get into this, you know. So
he got arm talent for sure.
Yeah, I'm being fair. You know what I'm saying? I'm being fair. I'm giving you the film without even giving you the whole breakdown. You know what I'm saying? So we can nitpick and slice this film down all day we want to. You know, but just looking at this, what makes him better than Shedeur Sanders? That's the question I need to ask. This is what I'm talking about. Just what I'm talking about. If you're looking at this film, what makes him better than Shedeur Sanders? You see what I'm saying? What's jumping off the tape to you? This is real film. This shit I cut up my goddamn self. All 22. Ain't no highlight clips. This is film. What makes it fucking better than Shedeur Sanders? See what I'm saying? We do this over here. Not giving you highlights. I'm not boosting him up. This is film.
Mm-hmm.
See him? Everybody talk about speed. Do he look fast? Is he fleet of foot out there?
He's fast enough.
Just like Shedeur. See what I'm saying? All these great quarterback traits that people need to have. That everybody talking about. See him hit, tried to little hezzy move. But they was talking about Shedeur when he packed the ball. They just did it. Then I'm not picking on Tyler. I think he'll be a good mid-level, probably backup starter in the NFL once he gets his feet wet. But don't tell me this dude is a goddamn franchise quarterback. Stop it. Stop it, man. If you made it
to somebody like the Lions and can back up Jared Goff for a couple of years, shit, you know, he might turn into something. But then, by that time, he'll be 30.
Right. Yeah.
So he would have to be in a situation. He had to be in a situation where he would come in with a ready-made team, and it's yeah. But he's not terrible. I will say that he's not terrible. He got talent out this world.
He's not terrible. That's what I'm saying. A mid-level to a backup starter in this league. You know, that's what I'm looking at. But anyway, man, not to harp on that. Want to give y'all a little bit of Shuck film right there. Because I want you to understand that we trying to build a team for the future. You know. All right, Caleb Johnson, running back out of Iowa. Pat, man, what's your thoughts on Caleb Johnson?
We get Caleb Johnson. I think Caleb Johnson's a little bit stronger version of Tyrone Tracy. And it could be a good 1-2 punch, but I think you're going to have to get Caleb Johnson in the second round, too. I think he's that good of a player. You know, most of these running backs that they're bringing in, they're like top running backs. So
that's what I'm saying, yo.
They could be trying to go running back early. You never know with this team. You know, they could be trying to go running back early. I wouldn't agree with it, but I wouldn't be super mad because if you get Amarion Hampton in the second round, you can be mad all you want, but that's a player. You know what I'm saying? That's a player.
And that's a steal if you get him in the second round. I'm telling you, man, that is a steal, bro. If you get Amarion Hampton in the second round. Now, Caleb Johnson, I mean, I like the kid, man. You know what I'm saying? I think these backs, a lot of these backs do complement Tyrone Tracy's running style. I just think we need definitely those running backs that could pick up those short yardage in goal situations, because I'm just watching the last couple years of this Giants team, and that's been the real hiccup or the real thing that they wasn't able to do very well. Then we have Jalen Milroe. And everybody's hyped up on Jalen Milroe now because he can run. Pat, I mean, you've been saying that you wouldn't mind a Jalen Milroe, Travis Hunter combo. Is that how you feel, bro? Like you think Jalen Milroe can be a franchise quarterback?
It just depends on the system you run. You know what I'm saying? If you got a coach that can foresee what he can use in Jalen Milroe and as far as his skill set, yeah, I wouldn't be. He needs a lot of work. I know that for a fact. He needs a lot of work. But if you can get him there, you got yourself a fire starter. I will say that. If they did go Hunter and then Milroe, me personally, the way that Brian Daboll calls the plays, I'll be a little bit scared for him because he's gonna run them a lot. He's gonna run them a lot and make them make plays. Will he make some plays for us? Will he change the dynamic? He can. But I just think it's the easy way out for the Giants if they do that. Because if you draft Shedeur Sanders, you're stuck with him. See, with Jalen Milroe, if he doesn't work out in the year, ain't nobody gonna bat an eye when you move off of him. With Shedeur Sanders, you're gonna have to put time and effort with Shedeur Sanders. That's the only thing I hate about that with Jalen Milroe if he goes to the Giants. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna have to put any work into him. Like if he goes to the Steelers, you know, they'll have to put some work into him because he'll go in the first round. But if we're able to get him in the second round and it doesn't work out, let's just say Russ plays this year, then they bring him in a couple of packages, you know what I'm saying, and get him started that way. I would love that to see that happen. You know what I'm saying? Get the run game started with Jalen Milroe. But I don't think he's a bad player. I just think he has a lot to learn and he needs to sit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He needs to sit unless you're going to run a run pro style offense to where most of your plays are going to be run plays. Then you know, bring him along that way if he has to play. But we are a pretty good situation for him where he can sit and learn from Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. He can.
Yeah, Jalen Milroe, very raw, as you say. Diella, what's good with you? What's good with you, man? Appreciate you tapping in on Giants Convo this Sunday. Chris D, Milroe, Cheeks, Shuck, Cheeks, Sanders, Cheeks. Why are we hyping up Cheeks?
Well, I'm not hyping up anybody. Well, if you're talking
about
just the media,
yeah.
If you just talk about the media in general, yes, they are hyping Tyler Shuck up. They're trying their best. But all their plans failed, man. Drew Aller, Nussmeier, you know, the boy from Georgia, he turned out to be a dud. So, you know, I just think, is this franchise ready to bring somebody like a Shedeur Sanders in? You know, because once you get him, you got him.
Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So that's what they're worried about. And if that's what they're worried about, it's a shame. But, you know, I just know what I'm going to do if they do what I think they're going to do. But that may change. You never know.
Papillion Nori, what's good with you, man? Says Milroe can do what Hurts does. I think he can. I ain't going to hold you. I think he can. You know, give him a year and two in the league. I think he can do exactly what Jalen Hurts does. All Jalen Hurts does is hand it off to Saquon Barkley, do some RPO, read action stuff where he takes off and gets his little yards and throws it deep to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Yeah, Jalen Milroe can do that.
All day.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts ain't eating you up in the middle of the field, slicing and dicing you. No, their offense is simple. So, yeah. But the thing about it is, do the Giants got a team like the Eagles where Jalen Milroe can shine like Jalen Hurts? They don't. That's the problem. That's what people missing. You don't have it. Malik Neighbors is nice, but you don't have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, or a Saquon Barkley. You don't have a top 5 offensive line and a top 5 defensive line. It's more to football than the quarterback. We've been saying that for years over here, but, you know. Yeah, right. Speaking Chinese or Arabic or whatever that is. That's exactly what I'm speaking. But, all right, let's get back to our top 30 visits. All right, Omari Hampton, Darius Hampton, we already talked about him. Again, like you said, Pat, they going for the top guys. They're going for the top guys. Cam Scatbo.
Yeah.
They're going for the top guys. So, chat, would you be mad if the Giants spent their second round pick? Because I hope they're not gonna spend a first. Unless somehow they make a trade and get 2 first round picks, then I could see it. But not with 3. But the second round, I think it's on the table.
For Scatbo?
No, for running back.
Oh,
no,
running
for
back?
running back, period. I want to ask the chat, this Giants conversation. Would y'all be mad if they took a running back in the second round? Because I think that is a definite possibility right now. Whether it's Junkins or Hampton, what's the other guy's name? What we just talked about. Johnson. So you got Caleb, Johnson, Quinshawn Junkins, Amari and Hampton. All the guys they're looking at right now could all be in the first or second round. Probably second round. Scatbo is probably going to be like third or fourth round.
Yeah, Scatbo will be third or fourth round. If they take a running back in the second round and that just so happened to be Amari Hampton, can you really be mad at that? Because everybody, we need offense. So what if they went Travis Hunter and Amari Hampton? Could you be mad at that? Could you be really mad at that?
I'm going to be highly fucking upset with that shit. The first pick, not the second one. I don't want Travis Hunter, man. I'm sorry. I know I'm in the minority, but I'm unpopular opinion sports. I don't give a shit. I don't want nothing to do with Travis Hunter on the Giants at all. I can deal with Carter, wouldn't like it, but I could deal with it. Travis Hunter would drive me insane because I know they're going to fuck it up. I know they're going to fuck it up. That kid is not a fucking DB. Not no full-time DB straight out the gate. He's a better wide receiver than anything. And if you're going to take him to play both and you want to start him out as a DB and waste a year or two of his career before you switch him to wide receiver, whatever. I'm not with that, though. I don't think that helps your team when you have a coaching staff that's not forward-thinking and an organization that's not forward-thinking. How you telling me they're going to maximize Travis Hunter's ability when they ain't know what to do with Isaiah Simmons? They don't even know what to do with guys like Evan Neal, Daniel Bellinger. You got these picks wasting away. Jalen Hyatt, you still got him over there. Stop it. But Hampton, hell yeah, I'm with it. Second round. If he gets to the second round, the Giants take him in the second round, absolutely will clap. Because I know what that kid can do.
He will definitely be the number one running back, and we will have a solid number one running back.
But you better run the ball, like you said, Pat. Don't take that kid in the second round, then go four wides
all game long. No, that doesn't make any sense. When you got 2 capable running backs now it's time to run the ball.
You better be running the hell out the ball with them 2.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do like what the Jets were doing with Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? Wasting Breece Hall and Allen. That was ridiculous. Now they're talking about Breece Hall being in trade talks or something. It's stupid. When you got 2 running backs like that, man, you build your running system. You got a Malik Neighbors. You got a Slayton. You got a Wan'Dale Robinson, man. Run a system where you can get those guys open in space because people are going to have to come up to stop your run game with 2 running backs like that and Tracy and Amari Hampton. Then we can start dictating what defenses do. You know what I'm saying? And let's just say they did go Shedeur Sanders and Marion Hampton. I would be elated. But you got to go to the trenches right after that immediately. Those 2 third-round picks are probably trenches for me. An edge rusher or a defensive tackle and an offensive lineman in the 3rd round if you do that. But I understand the thought process if you're trying to run the ball.
Good point, Diella. We had a pretty good running back with the last name Hampton at one time. Yes, Rodney Hampton, man. Salute, man.
Rodney
One of
Hampton
my
was a beast, man.
favorite running backs, man, for the New York Giants. Yup, draft him and give him 27. Let's go. Yeah, I'm with it, man. Look, man, you got to look at this thing. If they do get the quarterback, I mean, you set yourself up for the future because you got two good running backs. You'll have your quarterback and you will have your number one receiver at that point, Malik Neighbors. I'm with that. I can live with it. If you take Travis Hunter and then Omari and Hampton, yeah, I don't really know what you're doing. Like Jay says, man, that's like buying a pool table living in a studio apartment. What do you need a running back for? You got no QB in the middle line. You can't even use it.
That would what happened with Saquon Barkley.
That would be the point. That's why it wouldn't make no sense. Personally, I wouldn't do it, but if they took Omari and Hampton specifically with that second pick, I don't think you could be mad. For real. Anybody else? I'd definitely be scratching my head. All right, Alfred Collins. Yes, big guy right here. Big guy, man. Was the
beast.
Broke his film down, man. Definitely. Y'all stay tuned for my show. Like I said, I don't want to ruin it, but I will tell you he is on there. He's one of my guys that I'm looking at for the New York Giants. Alfred Collins, 6'6", 330 pounds, a menace on the interior defensive line. Yeah, it says he has some medical issues, but I mean, you get this guy in the third round, I think you winning, man. Because you want to talk about somebody that can stop the run, somebody that's a space eater. It's Alfred Collins. Also, he's not bad at pass rush. I mean, he gives you a little, yeah, he does add to the pass rush. I mean, be that big when you watch him move, it's like, dang, that dude moves pretty smooth to be such a big dude. But talk to him a little bit. I know you studied defensive lineman real deep, Pat. Talk to him a little bit about Alfred Collins.
I think Alfred Collins, if he slips into the third round, which would be amazing, I'm running to the podium taking him with that first pick of the third round, because him next to Dex will be something serious. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for that Leonard Williams type. Leonard Williams wasn't a big, huge in the box defensive tackle that, take on three people. No, Dex is used for that. And when they have to double team Dex, Leonard Williams was getting off. You know what I'm saying? We need that back. I think Golston can do that to a certain extent. And if you got somebody like an Alfred Collins that can sit down, look, learn, and come in and play some snaps along Dex, you will see that, hey, he's that dude. I think his medical history, I don't know what's in his medical history. I don't know. Say he was in a walking boot. So that needs to be checked out. Hopefully it's nothing serious. But I do think he would be better than everybody that we have there. Freaking Nacho or a Riley, even Chapman. I like Chapman too. He's a very good role player, role piece that you could put in there sparingly. So I think they're trying to build a defensive line like they built over there with the Bills. They've been trying to do it. And if you're trying to do that, this is the year to do it, because you got plenty of edge rushers and plenty of defensive tackles. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about, what do you think about Thibodeau? If they think Thibodeau is going to move on, they might go edge rusher in the second round. And if they can get TJ, that guy from Ohio State, that dude, I think, will be perfect next to Brian Burns. But we'll see. But Alfred Collins, yeah, I like Alfred Collins.
Definitely, man. Like I said, the Giants are looking to attack the trenches, and I'm with you, Jay. If they want to really build up this team to compete with the Eagles, man, you gotta take trench players. You gotta take trench players. You gotta attack the trenches. Get your quarterback. That's what I'm saying. Get that out the way. Get it out the way. Get the quarterback now. Get it out the way. You got some room so you don't have to play him. Get that out the way, and then hit your trenches. It's bam. You could do that the whole draft.
Yeah, you could do that the whole second and third
The
round.
whole draft. Why waste a second round or third round pick on Taylor Shuck or one of these mofos, bro, when you're going to be passing on all types of defensive talent and offensive talent in those rounds? This draft is deep in the later rounds. And say what you want to say about Shedeur, but he's better than the rest of these quarterbacks that are going to be had in those rounds. Your value is to pick the quarterback at 3 and to get the defensive lineman and the offensive lineman in the second, third, and fourth rounds, bro. We went to the Senior Bowl. All of them going to be, all them dudes that we talked to, a lot of them cats we talked to, going to be in that range. Second, third to fourth round picks, and they're good. They're good. It's good players in this draft. You don't got to take Carter or Hunter with the third pick. You don't. But anyway, let's see who else they looking at, man. Donovan Jackson, another monster guard, man. Yeah.
You have to get him in the second round too. If he falls in the second round.
Yeah.
If he falls in the second round, because he's a monster too.
Yep.
I would love to have. I think he would be the starting right guard if we got
immediately. Him. Yeah. Art Stapleton was saying this is Art Stapleton's article. If he's more comfortable at left, John Runyon could move to the right without hesitation.
Yeah, so that's true.
I would love to have Donovan Jackson and Andrew Thomas on my left side, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. That's that shit. All right, man. And local pro days. They got some players. Cal Manunga, that's coach's guy, Manunga. Howard Cross. That's Howard Cross's son out of Notre Dame.
Yep. Talk to him at the Senior Bowl.
Yep. RJ Oben out of Notre Dame as well.
Talk to him at the Senior Bowl.
Couple of Rutgers players, Christian Dremel, Holland Pierce, and Robert Longerbeam, cornerback out of Rutgers. Tyrone Powell, linebacker out of Rutgers. And then they got Brian Ugwu out of Miami, Ohio, and Amin Vanover, edge out of Penn State. So out of all these players, and I don't know all of them, hopefully we can get Coach up a little bit later to speak on some of the Rutgers players. Do know Kyle Manunga, RJ Oben, Howard Cross, Holland Pierce. Out of the local, you got anybody got your eye? You got your eye on Pat out of the locals.
I mean, Manunga and Holland Pierce for sure. Holland Pierce, if we could get him in 5th, 6th round, he's definitely a project that you should be willing to take a flyer on, man, because you can't take away size, man. That dude is huge, man. Holland Pierce. If you could get him and get him ready, you know, he could be your swing tackle for years to come. Or if Illuminor moves on, you know, maybe you can get some starting reps out of Holland Pierce. He definitely has the size and the quickness to play. You just need him to teach him more technique. You know what I'm saying? He's not like how Evan Neal is and leans forward. So that's a very good thing to start off. You know, he's just going to have to teach him the technique and get him used to the speed. You know what I'm saying? Get speed edge rushers. I see that he's going to have some issues with speed rushers in the league because he's so big. So if he can't get out, you know, get out in that third kick step with somebody like's fast, like it's the boy from Georgia on the Eagles or somebody like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Carter,
Jalen
one of
Carter.
those guys. You know, get out on them. So we'll see.
Yeah, most definitely. So those are the updates on the top 30 visits. They also brought in what was a linebacker? Carson Brunner, from out of Washington, linebacker. So add him to the list as well. We will be giving you the final full list of the top 30 visits for the New York Giants on next week's show. I'm gonna have that for y'all so we can break all that down and see who, we're gonna be able to pick up with this squad, man. But we're gonna take a quick break here, and then I want to get into how to build this team for the future, and then we're gonna do on the money out of pocket. So y'all stay tuned. Right after these messages.
Guys for tuning in, and look,
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access.
All right, man. Welcome back, man. Let's get back into it. I want to talk about the future of the New York Giants. Let's look at the New York Giants roster real quick. Let's get an update here on the roster. All right. Y'all with me. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Hit that like button for your boys, Big Pat and NYG Double Deuce. All right, so we're looking at the roster here. Let's start on offense because that's where I want to start, because I think that this is where the Giants need the most help. How do we build this team up for the future? Now, contract, I will have to say, are going to play a factor into what we're trying to do here. Contracts will play a factor into what we're trying to do here. So, you good with Malik Neighbors. You got Darius Slayton as your 1-2. Darius Slayton is not going to be here forever, of course, but he did sign a 3-year deal, I think. So you got him for a few years. Here's the problem. How much faith y'all got in Jalen Hyatt? Because he's supposed to be the next man up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, that Jalen Hyatt situation is crazy. They're gonna have to see exactly what they can use him for. I think you use him to take the top off the defense. You put him in the slot, put him in motion, run him across the field. You got to put him in places where eyes will be on him. You can't just line him up to the outside because he's not an outside receiver like that. I knew that for him coming out of Tennessee. He's not that type of dude. You got to put him in motion. You got to put, you got to make sure eyes are on him. Put him deep down the middle of the field. Put him on those deep post routes, those slot fades and things of such. Get eyes on him so you can open up the field for Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson, So that's the way I see that you can use him. I don't think he will ever be a primary number 2 type receiver. I just don't see it. And maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong because they traded up to get him. I was worried about this when they drafted him. Like, he's not a number 2. And if you're not a style of offense that opens it up, like a Chiefs or somebody that does that, what are you going to do with him? You know what I'm saying? This is what happened. This is what people like NYG are scared of with Travis Hunter. Like, you going to throw him out there at DB for what? You already got Paulson to Debo. You already got a number 1 pick, Deonte Banks. He damn sure ain't taking Drew Phillips' spot in the slot. So what are you going to do with him? This is one of those situations where I think just got greedy, or you just didn't know he couldn't be used on the outside. So I go to my scouting team and Joe Shane to be like, look, y'all got to get it together. You have to have a plan for players like Jalen Hyatt.
And Jalen Hyatt, again, not really being used like that, but also, what is his skill set? How does he fit into your offense?
Right.
So I'm trying to move Jalen Hyatt off this roster as well as Wan'Dale Robinson. I'm going to tell you why. Particularly with Hyatt, you already have a solid 2. You already got a speed guy in Darius Slayton. Hyatt may have to have the more upside, but he hasn't proven it. You haven't tapped into it yet. So unless you're gonna get something out of him this year, I'm moving on from Hyatt. Wan'Dale Robinson, that's challenging to put him in the slot week in and week out and think that he's going to break down and catch, what do you say, 100 passes. You're going to target your slot receiver. Most teams do. They target their slot receivers a lot. But Wan'Dale Robinson just isn't that reliable, in my opinion. He drops passes, and I don't see him as a guy, like you said, he's more of a gadget guy. So I think, to be honest, I think you can upgrade from Wan'Dale Robinson significantly. And get more of a player that's more versatile. Wan'Dale Robinson, you're not going to do anything with. You're not putting him on the outside. If you get a player that's more versatile, you can start to move Malik Neighbors in the slot and then put somebody else on the outside, so you can get Malik Neighbors better matchups and make his life a little bit easier. So he's not going against number 1s game in, game out, play in, play out. You can't do that when you got Wan'Dale Robinson on your team. So I'm trying to push Wan'Dale Robinson off the roster and get a better slot receiver, somebody that's a little more versatile, that can do a little bit more. I know you've been critical of Wan'Dale Robinson. Am I off base with this, man? With my analysis, because I know you breaking down the football and the film and all that, man. Can Wan'Dale Robinson be used on the outside, or do you think he limits the offense a little bit, or makes it more gimmicky? I don't know, because I don't feel like
he only limits the offense if you're targeting him like they targeted him last year. That's why I think the shit was done on purpose. Like, there's no way you give a 5'7" receiver 2.57 slot receiver 140 targets. In that way, like he can be used the way that Richie James was used. If you want to use him in that way, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to open up the offense with a guy like him. You got to give him the ball in space. You can't just give him the ball and somebody's tackling him immediately. It's not going to work. You got to get him in off-ball screens, quick screen passes. Give him the ball out the backfield. Let him run it a couple of times. Jet sweeps. You got to make people put eyes on these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Not just, I know where you're finna be at. I'm finna run to that spot and knock the hell out of him. Can't run an offense like that with guys like him. You know what I'm saying? They was running him like he was Gronkowski or something. Like, it was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you can sneak him deep out the backfield a couple of times. Let him do a wheel route out the backfield and maybe you get him on a linebacker. I think he wins that matchup for sure because he's going to outrun him. But with somebody like Malik Neighbors, man, it shouldn't take Malik Neighbors 109 catches to get 1,200 yards. I'm sorry, it shouldn't. If he's getting 109, 110 catches, he needs about 16 to 1,700 yards because your offense is open. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bengals did it very well with Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Boyd. All three of them got their stats. So it's a way it could be done. It just ain't gonna be done the way that we were doing it. Like throwing the ball 2 yards, hope we break 5 tackles to get a first down. That's asinine to me. You gonna do that? Just run the ball.
And to be honest with you, again, it's some players you could do that with. We talked about Jalen Royals, Luther Burden. You know, you have guys like Stavion Williams. I like Jalen Lane. Cal Williams, you know, so some of these guys, you can be had in the later rounds, and they can give you a little bit more versatility, you know, at the wide receiver spot, and just try to at least upgrade from one of these receivers during this draft. So that's the first component of how we're going to build for the future. We need to build up our wide receiver core. And Darius Slayton and Malik Neighbors, that's your 1-2. You need a better 3. You need a better third option. And what you do in this situation is you put Wan'Dale Robinson in a situation to where he has to compete. You know, and if he wins, he wins. Guess what? Now you got trade value for him, you know, and you still got your young rookie in the wings. It's not going to hurt the rookie, you know. We just want to see if we can get out of Wan'Dale Robinson. With Jalen Hyatt, I think you have to give him at least this year, see what you can get out of him. But again, he's a 4th or 5th option on your team as it is right now anyway. So I'm not too pressed right now. I want to upgrade at that 3rd wide receiver position. You know, everybody's saying Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter would be great, but that's rich, man, for a 3rd wide receiver. That's really rich. You know what I'm saying?
Hunter comes, he's the number 2. That's a fact. If you're playing him at receiver.
Then you're going to put Slayton in the slot.
Yeah, he can do that too. You can do the same thing with Slayton.
That's fine.
I've seen Slayton come out the slot. He can do it as well.
That's fine. I'm still not picking him for a number 2 receiver. I got Malik Neighbors. They're going to target the shit out of Malik Neighbors, bro. Get somebody in the 2nd or 3rd round that's going to be more complimentary. Don't have Malik Neighbors and Travis Hunter out there fucking fighting for targets. And you don't have nobody. I don't think you have a situation where you got this dynamic offense like the Bengals have, where you got all these targets to go around. You know, I don't think the Giants are ran that way. You're gonna have to run the football because You don't have an offensive line that is like that yet. I keep telling people, everybody keep going back to these 5 fucking games last year or 7 games they was together. That's all fine and grand dandy. But don't tell me the Giants are a top 10 offensive line. You shitting me. And they ain't make no moves in the offseason to make me feel any better about it. So I don't want to hear, oh, the Giants are going to throw the ball all over the fucking yard. They ain't built that way. So what good is having Travis Hunter? But anyway, I'm taking a later round pick for my 3rd wide receiver option. Or if he beats out Darius Slayton, that's fine. Darius Slayton is the perfect person to have in that spot because he's not going to complain one way or the other. If he loses it, he loses it. If not, he's just going to go out there and do what he does. Now, that's the receiving core. Let's talk about the offensive line because I just touched on it. You got Andrew Thomas, John Runyon, John Michael Smits, Greg Van Roten, Jermaine Illuminor. The problem I have here is the 3 guys in the middle. John Runyon's okay, but John Michael Smith needs to be better, and Greg Van Roten is average. That's why I'm telling you, for all the Travis Hunter people, when you get a guy like Travis Hunter and you have a guy like Malik Neighbors and Darius Slayton, you should be expected to be a high passing team. This team isn't built that way. I don't think they're going to be able to go out there and just drop back and throw it 50 times against the Eagles and the Commanders. Maybe I'm wrong. They say I don't know football. I'm a basketball guy, but you tell me how that works. You tell me how the New York Giants are going to all of a sudden become this new high-flying AFC next Kansas City, Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills team. Y'all missing the point. You got to build a team to run the football in the NFC East. That being said, I need to upgrade in my interior. I'm fine with a healthy Andrew Thomas, and I'm fine with a healthy Jermaine Illuminor. John Runyon, okay, cool. He's not bad, but does leave a little bit to be desired in the run game. John Michael Smits, you have to work with him. You have to let him get better. But after year 3, if we're not seeing any improvements, you got to start to think about what's the next, where you're going to move. You know, that's why it's important for the Giants to keep stacking talent through the draft on this offensive line so that when they come and have to make critical decisions on some of these players, you're not left stuck dry looking behind you and it ain't shit back there. You know what I'm saying? So get some guards and some interior players and some interior offensive linemen in here with flexibility to play center or guard. That's how you get that done. We talked about a lot of guards in the draft. That's how I'm attacking that position right there. Kubas and some of these guys are fine. You need to see if they can develop. The more you have on the roster that you can coach up and develop, the better off you are. That's why you need to bring a couple of more young linemen in here to compete with the Evan Nils and John Michael Smits, Aaron Stinney's, and Jake Kubises of the world. Josh Azudu is off my roster. Evan Neal, he's right behind him. I don't need these guys. They're bust. Pat, talk about the offensive line. How do we get better here to compete with the Eagles and Cowboys and Commanders?
First and foremost, you just gotta have to decide your vision of your offense. Do you want to be a passing team, or do you want to be a balanced, or do you want to be a running team? Right now, It's like we want to be a passing team, but we don't want to push the ball down the field, and that's what's going to get you killed in the NFC East. You got to decide on what you want to do. For the most part, play action is some of the best stuff that you can run over here in the NFC East, because if you can get those guys flying towards the run, you know, it opens things up down deep like how the Eagles do. You have to respect the run, so that's why you're always going to see A.J. Brown go off, because you have to respect the run. So, and they have an offensive line full of road graders, and they actually have a scheme when it comes to their pass blocking, and they run block very well. We don't have many very run blockers on this team, so that's the issue. If you're going to be a passing offensive line, which that is a passing offensive line, you gotta make people commit, man. You gotta make them commit deep over the field, so you can get some things open underneath. So it's really about the scheme. Now, as far as the offensive lineman, I'm of the mindset you always take you an offensive lineman to have somebody waiting in the wings to come and replace somebody like Van Rotten. He's 36 years old. He's going to be gone here soon. You don't know how much you're going to have to pay a Luminor. So if you could get you a right tackle in the second round, I would do it, because Luminor is going to command money as well as he should. Are you willing to give him top right tackle money and give Andrew Thomas top left tackle money at the same time? You have to decide that. I would, but you have to decide that. Aaron Stanley, very good, capable backup, but he's getting a little older. Don't like Schlottman. Don't like Morrissey. Don't like Azudu. Don't know who Brian Hudson is. I like Jake Kubas. Forsyth is not the future. Evan Neal, like you said, pretty much bust written all over him unless he has some miracle this year. I gotta give me two offensive linemen, man. I gotta make people like James Hudson and Joshua Zudu and Brian Hudson and Jimmy Morrissey off my team. And it's not being an asshole. It's just that those guys have to be replaced, because in 2 years, you're going to need one of those guys to become a starter. Just going to be honest with you. And maybe Kubas is that guy, you know. If you have Kubas, why not get another guy that you can say, hey, if Giant Ryan wants to leave, I could bring somebody in there and get some road graders in here. It's just... Man, it's just what you want to do on offense. I can't pinpoint it because Brian Daboll hasn't shown me exactly what he wants to do on offense besides throw the ball short and get a bunch of yak yardage. So
that's why this doesn't make any sense, Diella. Hunter wouldn't be on the field at all times anyway. They had to put him on a snap count so he can play the other side of the ball, which is fine.
Where is he going to play on the other side of the ball, man? I just don't see it. I don't think he's better than Banks. I don't think he's better than Debo. He's damn sure not better than Drew Phillips in the slot. I don't understand it. If you bring him in as a DB, I have him on DB packages of like the dime where he can play the second slot DB. Yeah, but most of his reps will be on the offense for me.
And they should be if you go on that route. Like I said, I wouldn't, but if I'm taking Travis Hunter, it's to play offense. And I don't even really want him on the defensive, because, and you know what else you guys got to understand? When you playing on both sides of the ball and you playing that many snaps, it works in college. At Colorado, you're not even in the Big 12. I mean, the SEC. But Colorado, it works. But you got to understand how much that is taxing on a player's body as well as his mental. You know what I'm saying? So again, if Travis Hunter is like that, I hope he succeeds. I hope he can be the next Deion Sanders or whatever, the next great player to play two ways and two sides. I just don't see that happening with the New York Giants at all. It doesn't fit. Y'all trying to make it fit. It don't fit. You trying to force it. That's why the Giants get in trouble. You trying to force it. You don't need Travis Hunter. You need a fucking quarterback. You have Neighbors and Slayton. They are okay. They can compete in this division. Travis Hunter ain't going to put you over the top on either side of the ball. Is he adding that much to your defense that you don't already have? And is he adding that much to your offense that he don't already have? Y'all just enamored because he can play two sides of the football. He's great. Great. How does he fit with your squad? Is he putting you over the top at all? He's just a talent.
I think he can put you over the top on offense. That's a fact.
I don't think so.
And I
Not
know
if you ain't
so.
got a quarterback.
I know so. You don't have to have a great quarterback with Neighbors and Hunter out there at the same
Here
time.
we go. Now we're gonna have this debate.
Yeah, you don't have to have a great quarterback to have those two dudes shine.
It's
It's
been working.
about the scheme.
10 years in running now. It's been working since Eli won. It's been working without the quarterback play. It's been working. Drafting Barkley and Beckhams and all these fucking talents. It's fucking working. We don't need a quarterback. We can win.
If you put a dude like Travis Hunter out there with Malik Neighbors, you will see if the offensive scheme is good. It's kind of hard to mess that up. I'm just being honest with you. It's kind of hard because that dude is a nice receiver, bro. That dude is nice. He's gonna command double teams. So is Malik Neighbors.
So you winning with Jameis. Say Russ is off the roster because this is about the future. I'm not talking about 2026. Y'all see the title. How can the Giants build for the future? So you telling me with Russell off the roster next year and Jameis Winston out there with Travis Hunter and Malik Neighbors out there, y'all niggas competing in the NFC East. Let's talk.
Yeah,
this makes no sense to me.
You can get a quarterback in the future if you wanted to. Yeah. I'm telling you, with a kid like Travis, I know what Travis Hunter is about. I know
what he's about too, and I know what the Giants is about.
I know that kid. Him and Malik Neighbors will make any quarterback you put in there better. I promise you that.
How much better? What are we talking about? All right, let me mute the music for a minute because I'm starting to get frustrated. What do y'all want? Do Giants fans, what do y'all want? Do you want to win a fucking handful of games and be 8, 9, 10? Are you trying to build a Super Bowl team? How can the Giants build for the future? I should put a Super Bowl contender for the future. If you just want to be mid, as the kids say these days, then be mid. Take Travis Hunter. You'll be mid. You will be mid. He will get you to mid. I fucking promise you that. He is that good. I am not knocking the talent. When I talk about Travis Hunter, I'm not talking from a hater standpoint. I'm talking about this fucking team. This goddamn team here that has failed at corners, that has failed with talents like Barkley and Beckham. You want to take another one and you still have no direction? How many times are we going to do this? I don't give a fuck if he puts up 50 fucking points. You'll lose 55 to fucking 50. Why? Because you're ass and you have no direction. You ain't got no dogs at the quarterback or enough on offense. Travis Hunter ain't going to bring you no championship if you don't have a quarterback and you don't have a better offensive line.
Well, it don't matter. Bro. It don't matter if you take a quarterback this year or not. It's still going to take time regardless. That's just a fact.
Absolutely.
I would rather take Shedeur Sanders too, but I understand if you taking Travis Hunter and putting him on offense, not on defense. If you're putting him on offense, bro, I find it hard to believe that if you have a Malik Neighbors and a Travis Hunter out there, that you can't find a decent quarterback to come in there and make some plays on that offense, and you fixing your offensive line.
What's the ceiling?
You don't know the ceiling. You can't predict the ceiling. Look at the 49ers. Did anybody predict? Did anybody predict that they would have become a force with people like freaking Jimmy Garoppolo and freaking Brock Purdy? No, nobody predicted that. But they had Deebo Samuel, they had Ayuk, they had George Kittle. They had a very good offensive line. They had a very good running game. Brock Purdy is not the best, but man, when them motherfuckers are healthy and that defense is healthy, they are a force. And Brock Purdy is nowhere near elite. It's because you have those weapons out there that they get open. All you got to do is hit them. Shit, Jimmy Garoppolo almost went to
I'm
2 Super
I'm
Bowls.
sorry
with
for
them.
being negative with the Giants, but nothing this team has showed me that tells me this shit's gonna work out. And you can
You don't know. You don't
we've
know.
been
You
talking
don't know.
like this for fucking
You
3
don't-
years on YouTube, Pat.
You don't know if it's gonna work out with Shedeur Sanders. You don't know.
I don't, bro, but I'm willing to take that chance over taking fucking Travis
Somebody might
Hunter.
be willing to take that chance with Travis Hunter. You can't blame them for Travis Hunter. That's a
I
player.
can't
That's
blame
like
them
that.
because they pass on quarterbacks all the time and bitch about not having one. So yes, I'm going to blame them. Fuck yeah,
You know,
that's real,
I
bro.
know what this offense could look like if you put him on offense. That's a
Ifs and
fact.
buts, bro. That's all we talk about with the Giants. Ifs and buts.
It's ifs and buts with Shedeur Sanders too. Just being real.
It is, bro, but you don't have one in the building. You got Malik Neighbors on offense.
That's not the only
I'm not
thing
chasing
that you
another
need.
receiver. It ain't, bro, but you spinning picks on players without a quarterback. You keep doing this. It's insane. That's why I'm talking like
They take
this. It's
Shedeur
fucking
Sanders.
insane.
If they take Shedeur Sanders at 2, then what?
Then guess what? You fuck out of luck because you won the Colts game. It is what it is.
Like I said, if that boy gets out there and he balling, I ain't gonna complain one bit because I see the vision with a Travis Hunter. I see,
complaining, bro. It's about repeating, you're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting it to work out. It has not worked out with drafting the generational talent. It ain't working. What makes you think it's gonna work with Travis Hunter?
is working with Malik Neighbors right now. And
Is
he
it?
was a
We
generational
won 3
talent.
fucking games. Yeah,
I'm talking about him being productive. Yeah.
productive ain't winning mean no championships.
Is Jameis Winston or Russell Wilson better than Daniel Jones? True or not?
Of course. Yes.
Okay then. So if you feel that this kid can open up your offense and I can win with those guys, I see what they're talking about. But me personally, I'm taking Shedeur Sanders to secure my future because I know that he will be a good quarterback. But if you're the type that see that, hey, I could get this dude right here, and when we do get our quarterback, it is on. That's a fact. You can get your quarterback later, just like you can get your receiver later. Me personally, I'm tired of passing on quarterbacks too. I would get Shedeur Sanders, even if Travis Hunter was there. But I can't poo-poo that vision with that motherfucker out there with Malik Neighbors. If that's what you're doing, you cry, you mad now. But when you see that shit on the field, it's gonna be a problem, bro. That's different. That's two different motherfuckers on the field at the receiver position that you haven't seen.
They want,
and if they
do DB, bro,
if they
you're
can
talking about the Giants.
If they can fix their offensive line, because that's not the end of the draft when you choose Travis. What if they go offensive lineman and they strike gold with somebody like the dude from Ohio State in the second round, and you get that right guard and left guard position fixed, and John Michael Smith plays better because he has two good dudes right by him, and they're blocking their ass off. I don't give a fuck I could be at quarterback and throw for 2,500 yards with them two niggas out there. That's a fact. I'm telling you, I see what they're doing, but I would want the quarterback too. But if you get that offensive line fixed and they're blocking their ass off, you got Malik Neighbors and Hunter out there running around, it's going to be a problem because you can't double team both of them. It's the same thing over there with the Eagles. Okay, you want to bracket freaking AJ Brown? Now Smith is going off. Okay, now you want to bracket both of them? Now freaking Goddard is going off. Oh, don't forget that we got Saquon Barkley back here with this offensive line. I'm telling you.
Offensive line is something you talked about, and they got a system. That's something else you talked about. Neither the Giants have over the Eagles because the Giants are still trying to figure out what their goddamn system is. So all this talk about drafting Travis Hunter and you don't even know where you're gonna play them. And again, I keep telling you guys, the Giants, not NYG, not Big Pat, the New York Giants are putting out the information that they view him as a DB. I'm telling you, bro, I'm going to flip fucking shit. Nah, I'm not gonna flip shit. I'm just gonna distance myself, like I said, because this team is on some real fuckery. No way you can take this dude and put him at DB. And then, so you're going to throw a couple of packages in there for him on offense. Okay, cool. Who you taking off the field? I guess you're going to take Slayton, Wanda, Robinson, whoever off the field. That's cool. You got all these guys, and you just don't know what to do with them. You just got just throw a bunch of shit together. Let's fucking see if it works. That's what drafting Travis Hunter is. To me, for the New York Giants. Yeah, for the New York Giants.
I know.
The New York Giants can't make it work. Not talking about Big Pat. I'm talking about the New York Giants. If you got faith in the New York Giants, that's on you. I don't. This isn't a move that they can maximize this player's value. They're not going to be able to maximize his value if they want him to play defensive back. Travis Hunter is insisting he plays both sides of the football. I'm insisting you play fucking receiver and we throw you a couple packages on defense. What the hell he would do? They are not going to do that though. They're going to play him at DB.
Well, you have to wait and see. You have to wait and see. I know where I'll play him. And if I got those two monsters out there, hey, it could be a light show out there, man. Them two dudes are talented as fuck, bro.
Travis Hunter is not you, bro. It's these guys. I promise you. It's not Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is going to be great. On the New York Giants, I'm scared for you, bro. They can hype you up all they want to, but go ask Barkley, Beckham, and all these other great generational talents that come over here and see how they get done by the New York Giants. Travis Hunter will be in shit where Vegas, New Orleans, playing with Shedeur Sanders in 5 years. Not going that route. But the route I will go is taking an offensive lineman in the second round and building up this offensive line. Let's talk about tight end for a second. Theo Johnson, Daniel Bellinger, Chris Manhertz. They're looking at Elijah Arroyo. I don't know what they're doing with Daniel Bellinger. Chris Manhertz played fine enough to me as a blocking tight end to where I can move off of Bellinger and go get me Elijah Arroyo. Y'all don't talk about fucking Travis Hunter, man. Give me Elijah Arroyo, and he could be another target in the red zone with Theo Johnson out there, man. To me, that's how I'm attacking the tight end spot. I don't think you need Daniel Bellinger and Chris Manhertz and Greg Dulcich.
He was actually decent at receiving tight end himself. If you use him correctly.
He caught a couple passes.
With Elijah Arroyo either. I don't know what you can do with him too. You can run a 2 tight end system. It just depends, man. Really, only reason why people are going up in arms because they don't know what the scheme is. That's what it is. If you knew what the scheme was, you have a better opportunity to see what these players can do. But Elijah Arroyo out there with
I know what they want to do on offense. I don't know how they're going to scheme it, but I know what they want to do. I mean, they want to attack more down the field.
If you had it would be exciting to actually call plays if you had those 2 dudes on the field. You know what you could do with those 2 dudes on the field together? Comeback routes are open all fucking game long, bro. Like, I'm taking Slayton and running his ass deep over the middle of the field against your 3rd best corner. You're going to have to help out against him. You got comebacks all day with Malik Neighbors if you want him. You could put Malik Neighbors on those freaking drag routes or Hunter on those drag routes that Smith does with the Eagles all day
My G, he locking down players at Colorado, bro. We talking about AJ Brown and CD Lamb. He not coming to the
Nah,
NFC
he's not
locking
locking
down
down
shit.
AJ Brown or nothing
I'm
over there.
sorry, bro.
Nah, he'll
His
get
trajectory is on
wa-
offense.
watch that game against Stafford. What Eric
Get cooked over here. I promise.
Iomatter cooked him. Like, no, if you're lining him up to be a man in this NFC East, he gonna get cooked by
Look at the scheme we running.
Brown, Smith,
Fucking
CeeDee
ugh.
Lamb, Terry McLaurin. He gonna get cooked by all those dudes. I will say that. That's why I don't want him at DB. I want him at receiver.
But you know what? Since he's so insistent, and since everybody's so insistent that he's gonna play both sides of the ball, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna throw him at DB and see if they can make him a DB first, and then try to put him at receiver. I mean, I don't know, man. It's a weird fan base, bro. I swear to God, they're weird. Russell Wilson, James. I mean, yeah. So tight end. I'm with y'all, man. How y'all feel about Daniel Bellinger, though, man? I'm ready to. And this episode is going way longer than I intended, but we're gonna do on the money or out of pocket here in just a second.
I think Daniel Bellinger is a good tight end, man. I think he needs greener pastures, man. For some reason, Dabo doesn't like using him. Which is crazy because every time they got him the ball, something good happened. First down happened, you break a tackle and he gets a first down. I just think he would be better used somewhere else if they're not going to use him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that would be pretty good. Bellinger joined Daniel Jones over at Indianapolis. That would be pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Going to try to play both ways.
No, bro. I've watched Travis Hunter at DB. He's a opportunistic DB in zone. I'm telling you, as far as just being man up on people, like if you like one of them top dudes, I promise you he's not gonna lock you
We
up.
need to break down Travis Hunter film. That's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna go into the film room and break down Travis Hunter film. And I promise you, it's awesome. You're not gonna hear me say anything about what Travis Hunter can and can't do. I'm talking about projecting him to the New York Giants in this NFC East.
I just think the receivers are too deep over here.
Yeah, you got to play against some. And then they got Debo over there, and they got Terry McLaurin now in Washington. Like,
you think he's trying to tackle Debo? I don't think he's trying to tackle Debo.
He's not like that, man. Travis Hunter is a flash player, bro. He's gonna make splash plays on offense, man, and get shit popping on offense, and he's gonna make splash plays and get interceptions on defense. That's what he is, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro. It don't splash to me as consistency on the defensive side of the ball. I think on offense he can be consistent because he's going to get targets. But
and then you got to think of the type of offenses that they run over here in the NFC East. These offenses are very, very, very tedious, bro. Like they're not wild out there just trying to throw it all over the field. No, these dudes run to set up the pass. That's what they do.
They're going to make Travis Hunter tackle. Why you think the Giants miss so many tackles? Why you think the Giants are so hell-bent on getting DBs that can tackle?
Everybody has bad plays. Yeah.
The receivers in the NFC East and the style of play in the NFC East, you need to be able to tackle because it's a lot of run-based offenses here. So it forces your cornerbacks to come up and tackle. I don't see Travis Hunter making a whole bunch of open.
But that's the point, Ella. You gotta draft towards your division, man. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand.
He gotta tackle. He's not going to get opportunity to get interceptions if he ain't tackling.
Dion was a hell of a tackle when he wanted to tackle. Don't get it twisted. That dude could tackle when he wanted to. But that defense was set up, and it was a different time in the NFC East. We're talking about the NFC East right now.
Bro.
Do you feel confident against that going against AJ Brown? Do you feel confident against him against Smith? Do you feel confident against him against Terry McLaurin?
What college receiver that's like that Travis Hunter locked down? I don't even watch college ball like that. Go ahead, Pat. Tell me. Who did he lock down in college?
He locked down
Waiting. Okay.
in college like that. He did.
Who did he lock down in college? Who did he go up against and you was like, dang, Travis Hunter shut him down?
Like, name the receivers he went against in college.
That's what I'm saying. I'm waiting.
The only one that's of notice is Eric Eiermann. And he got cooked because that dude's bigger and physical. It wasn't because he wasn't right there. Like, Eric Eiermann went nuts against him.
I'm just saying, man,
He's just bigger and stronger.
I'm not as confident that Travis Hunter is going to come here and win as a corner. As a receiver, I got to agree with my brother here. I think he could be nice. But as a DB, man, you're going to waste that kid's career, bro.
It's this division. I say he can't play DB at all. It's in this
division. He'll be nice in the motherfucking AFC West, somewhere like
Facts.
that.
AFC West, who you going out
Let
there?
him go to the Raiders. He's going to ball out on Oakland, on the Vegas Raiders. I promise you that. Travis Hunter
it's just different over here, bro.
It's this team, and it's you guys and me too, because I'm part of this fuck shit fan base. That makes it even worse.
I'm telling you, man. I don't trust him against Smith because I think he's too shifty for him, and he's faster than Hunter. I definitely don't trust him against AJ Brown. Fuck that. It's over with. He's just going to bully him. Yeah, he might be right there running step for step, but AJ Brown just going to bully him. And then if AJ Brown get one of those quick slants and he got to go up there and tackle, I'm taking AJ Brown every time, bro.
Terry going to route you up. CeeDee Lamb going to route you up. AJ Brown just going to bully you.
I'm telling you, it's because they were in zone. He's a great zone corner, that's for sure. He can make a couple of plays. But that zone shit ain't gonna work over here in the NFC East because they're nothing but bullies, bro. They run to set up the pass. Yeah. This is not a passing division like that.
If you can wait, now what you're explaining, Adiela, is like safety play. So, like, if you could just sit back in zone and play like safety type shit, I think Travis Hunter. And to be honest with you, now I'm thinking about it. They should think about safety for him instead of like just corner. I put dude at safety if you're going to play him at DB because of his ball skills. You see what I'm saying? When you playing DB, you got to put hands on people. You got to put hands on people. You got to play man. If you like it or not, every scheme in the NFL has some version of a man to man. You know, now whatever Shane Bourne wants to run, Travis Hunter might actually fit the zone scheme. But still, you still got to play man.
We gonna get cooked because now they're just gonna run the ball on us.
Exactly.
And then if you can't get to Jalen Hurts quick, all they're gonna do is wait for him to get in one of those zones, and it's over with.
Again, man. But
he's gonna be regarded as one of the best receivers in the league within 3 years.
I don't want to stay on the Travis Hunter. I think what we'll do is we're just gonna go get some film. Then we're gonna come back next week and we're gonna talk about it some more. But we're gonna move on here, man. 'Cause I'm not feeling that pick, and I don't want people to think I hate the player. I just don't like the fit for the Giants. All right. Running back, we kind of talked about that. We touched on how I would attack the running back for the future. I think Tyrone Tracy is good money. Get him a partner, particularly somebody that can pick up the short and goal line situations that none of these running backs on this roster can pick up. Not near one of them four. This running back group behind Tyrone Tracy is pretty bad. So that's why I think they looking at the high end running backs, man. Because you got to be honest, man. It really is dry on this. Devin Singletary, I'm sorry, not with it. Eric Gray, we know what he is, and Turbo Miller can't get on the field. So, what would you do here at running back, man? I'm just going. We just going to break down the offense this episode since we went a little bit over, because I usually like to cut these at 2 hours. We got class today and everything. So, but what's your thoughts on the running backs, man?
I'm getting me a mid-round running back, and I'm putting him ahead of Singletary, Eric Gray, and I'm using Turbo Miller. So Eric Gray might be off the team, and Singletary, you'll be deep on the bench. That's what I would do. Well, Eric Gray might be on the practice squad. You know?
I'm gonna remember it, Diella. And I appreciate the banter. You know how we do, man. We go back and forth with these topics all the time, but I'm not hating on Travis Hunter. I just want to say that. I don't want people to listen to this podcast.
I think the kid is phenomenal.
Like, yo, NYG, you hating on Travis Hunter for what? No, I don't like the fit for the Giants. You know, I actually like Abdul Carter's fit more, which is unpopular as hell right now because everybody's on the Travis Hunter train.
I think Travis Hunter at DB will fit best in a division that passes the ball a lot, like the AFC West or the NFC South. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in there. You put him in the NFC East or like something like the AFC North. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because the Browns.
We're gonna see. The Browns might draft him, and I hope they do. Good God, I hope they do. Because if this up to the Giants, if he get to the Giants, they're gonna take him. Because they fans are so God, shit, bro. Let's hope the Browns take him. I think if they pick him between Carter and Sador, they'll take Sador. If they pick him between Travis Hunter and Sador, I think it makes their decision harder from everything I'm hearing. Not what I would do. Y'all know I want Sador Sanders. That's the only pick I'm gonna be fine with at 3. Just gonna be put that out there. Abdul Carter. Look, man. If we go on defense, you always go pass rusher over corner. So if you trying to build this next great Giants defense, I'm not doing it with a corner. I'm doing it with another pass rusher. So that's why I'm saying if it comes down to it, and say Sador go 2, Cam Ward go 1, and you have to pick between the Hunter Carter pick, I'm taking Carter. Because that's what's going to help you more than a DB. Y'all call me crazy or unpopular, whatever the fuck you want to call me.
If you don't have a quarterback, the best
I know what I'm talking about.
Get after the quarterback. That's
exactly.
That's an absolute fact. Can't deny that.
Yep. But we're going to get ready to wrap it up. Next week, we're going to have a monster show because that's going to be the last weekend before the draft. That's going to be the last weekend before the draft. So we're going to get all our draft previews out there. All our mock drafts out there. I might get on here early, maybe like 11 o'clock and just do a full draft preview breakdown show. I want to show y'all some more film. Maybe we'll get into some Travis Hunter stuff. So we can show you what we like to do here, especially me. I like to show you guys what I'm talking about. That's why I brought out the Tyler Shuck film, the Jalen Milroe film. I show you that I have this stuff and that I watch this stuff. And I don't just rant on here about these prospects. I'm not as fluent as explaining it as Pat and Coach, but I know what I'm talking about. So trust me, Travis Hunter is going to be great. With the Giants, I'm afraid. Same thing with Jalen Milroe. Some of these guys ain't fit. The fits for this team is Sador Sanders and probably Abdul Carter, because Abdul Carter can feed off that next great Giants pass rush, that Michael Strahan, fucking, Lawrence Taylor acumen. But Travis Hunter, the DB stuff is going to fuck them up, bro. I'm just saying, especially with the Giants, because they're going to try everything in their power to make him a DB. Because guess what? They down on Deontay Banks, and they feel like they don't have nobody really that's like that. Paulson Adebo, he just got here. But see, on the defensive line, you got Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns that are like that. So, taking a Abdul Carter to add to that would definitely be a super boost versus trying to take Travis Hunter to be your top DB. To me, that's the move. That is the one move I think the Giants can screw up with this draft. Is taking Travis Hunter and making him a DB. That's the one play at 3, outside of taking somebody dumb, that you could mess up. All right, we're gonna get into on the money or out of pocket here. But before I do that, man, y'all go check out the Man Cave podcast, man. Knicks at night, all the Knicks games. Catch them on the Blacktop podcast with me, Coach, and the crew over there as well. So, but definitely check out the Man Cave, man. We're gonna come back with on the money out of pocket.
Who's got the rocket launcher? I say we blow it up. Now fire that thing.
For the city of sports, playing with a giant Nick. With my man S. Guard.
That's him.
You feel the vibe?
That's me.
We going live.
That's us.
That like button shared, you been subscribed.
Stadium.
That MetLife Big Blue, home of the Braves.
Yeah.
That turnpike you can see, that's where the game's played. NFL one day, then it's the NBA. Madison Square Garden, that's where the Knicks play. This that NY Logan, no it don't get broken. Legalize, mean this shit smoking. I'm on topic, dropping another episode. The game winner, trade, maybe a field goal. Everybody right now doing the wave. You tune in, the show called The Man Cave. I see the chat, they always doing their thing. Big views, 85-inch screen. The game's on, you rush and bleed. Stay calm, you on the road and chill. Do the watch along, the show's on. The host, you know it's S-God. It's no telling the panel filled with guest stars. You now rocking with the voice, you know who it is. It's your boy Jay Boogie. You now rocking with my man S-God. I support him to the fullest, you heard? My man Mike Blaze. This is Alter Production. What that mean, we about to alter everything that's playing. Tune in. My man S.God. Support the show. Subscribe, share it. Most importantly, hit that like button.
All right. Let's get into my little segment here, my new little segment on the money out of pocket. Let me get the beat going. Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about here, man. These dudes be bugging the fuck out, bro. All right. Here we go. All right. I gotta go back here. Yeah, let's start here. All right. Can y'all see that? All right, cool. Dan Duggan, our friend Dan Duggan. I actually retweeted this. I don't understand a lot of popular narratives about QB draft decisions. The Giants having Russ and Jameis for 2025 and the Saints possibly not having Carr for 2025 should have very little impact on the decision to draft a QB in the top 10. The decision should be exclusively based on if you think to pick and be a franchise QB for 10 plus years. If you don't believe that, you shouldn't force to pick just because of Carr's injury. If you do believe that, having Russ, Jameis shouldn't deter you from making that pick. This the part right here. This seems obvious, but I keep seeing the Giants don't need a QB at 3 or the Saints now need a QB at 9 based on the status of veteran stopgaps. Doesn't make sense to me. Again, he's saying basically just because you have one of these veterans on the roster, it should not change the fact that you need a quarterback. To summarize what he just said there, on the money or out of pocket. Y'all talk. On the money or out of pocket. Should the Giants or Saints be in or out of the quarterback race based on Derek Carr or Russell Wilson and Jameis?
No. It shouldn't be. And he's saying if you still should take your quarterback even though you have one of those dudes, then he's absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Even though you have Jameis Winston or Russell Wilson on your team, it shouldn't deter you from making the pick for your franchise quarterback for the next 10 plus years. Is this on the money or out of pocket? Because I'm seeing a lot going on around here. A lot of these narratives being pushed that, first of all, Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, they're not going to be here forever.
Sure not.
And
2
then,
years max.
see what I'm saying? And then if you're the Giants and you know the Saints may want a quarterback now, why would you pass? You see what I'm saying? Because now you got more teams in it. This is what Giants fans don't understand. The Giants are going to take a quarterback. They've already said that. The owner said that. What you got to understand is it the first or second round? And if you pass on a quarterback in the first round, you got New Orleans, you got the Jets, you got the Raiders, you got the Steelers, and then you're going to have the Browns probably trying to get back up into the first round as well, like you are. Who are you going to be left with at that point? Because Jackson Dart and Jalen Milroe could go in the first round if those scenarios happen. And I keep telling y'all the NFL prioritizes taking quarterbacks in the first round because of the fifth-year option. Remember, it changed. It used to not be this fifth-year option stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when the fifth-year option came, that's when you start seeing all these quarterbacks jump into the first round and teams starting to jump back up into the first round to get quarterbacks. But is this statement on the money or out of pocket, man? Should the Giants or Saints be deterred based on their veteran stopgap statuses?
No, I mean, I think he's on the money. If you don't, yeah, if you have a stopgap, don't mean you should take your quarterback of the future because you have a Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson on the roster. That's a fact. You take the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how the optics look, you take the quarterback. It's just plain and simple.
So Russ trying to play what till he's 45? Badminton? He ain't playing goddamn quarterback till he's 45.
Yeah, Russ got about a few more years left in him.
All right, man. Let's go to the next one, man. All right. We got your man, Nico. How you pronounce his name?
I'm leaving. That's what it's saying.
I'm leaving. Oh, it looked like that too. I'm a leaver. Nico, I'm a leaver. All right, Nico did not attend Tennessee. This happened a few days ago. He wants a new contract. Nico, the Tennessee Vols quarterback, not the Titans. He wants a new contract. He ain't showing up. So Tennessee said, okay, bye.
Right.
They then informed the starting quarter. It was informed that Tennessee's moving on from the starting quarterback Nico. I'm leaving. Tennessee coach Josh Pupil informed the team of the decision at the team meetings Friday. I'm a leaver, miss meetings, and practice on Friday, which was the driver of this decision. So I'm gonna ask y'all: is Nico out of pocket or on the money? Is he on the money or out of pocket? We want to get that bag and ask for more money from his college team.
As far as getting your money, no, he's not. But I'll be honest with you, his production at Tennessee has not warranted him to be this type of dude that's complaining like you're one of the top people. He's doing it because Carson Beck got $4 million from Miami, which I don't out of pocket for giving him $4 million. I don't understand that shit at all. You can't do shit at Georgia. What you gonna do shit at Miami? But he's not out of pocket as far as a money sense, but he's out of pocket as far as production sense. Because bro, you ain't been. I mean, you got talent out this world, but come on, bro. They don't ruin the college game because now you see situations like this in college. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, this
all
situation is
paid on that likeness, but come on, man. This is NFL type shit. What have you done in order to command some shit like this? You ain't led Tennessee to nowhere. Let's keep it buck.
For real, bro.
We beat y'all. The Gators, football Gators beat y'all. Not the basketball team, the football team. We are ass. So he out of pocket for that shit.
Yeah, I think he out of pocket, man. Like, come on, bro. Nah, bro, you can't hold out in college, G. Like,
right.
I'm all for getting the bag too. And I'm all for young athletes, man, finally, man, getting a piece of what the NCAA has built into a multi-billion-dollar business. You out of pocket right here, Brody. Can't just hold out, bro. Hell, he could leave, go get it from another team. So maybe he does become on the money and gets his money from somebody else.
Yeah, he gonna get his money.
He said, "Fuck that, though."
No, he out of pocket for this. Bro.
Yeah, he out of pocket. He just a little bit out of pocket. All right. Next up.
It's not a report by
Okay. All right, I gotta stop the music for this one. Hold on. Okay, all right. Mike Garofalo, that's who this came from. Listen to what he has to say about who the Giants should draft at 3. Take a listen. No.
It's not a report by me.
It's an opinion by Mike.
This is an opinion.
I like that.
Can y'all hear it?
They should do Ashton
Barely.
Ashton
They should take
Genty,
the running back.
the Boise State running back.
Can I turn up the volume?
Okay. Number 3. Everything I hear about him, like there was talk, is he a top 10 pick? That's over. It's now, is he a top 5?
All right, let me do this. I can get it from Twitter. No worries. Always one way to make shit happen. And here we go.
I
like that.
You know what they should do? Ashton Genty. Ashton
They should
Genty,
take the running back.
The Boise running back at number 3. Everything I hear about him, like there was talk, is he a top 10 pick? That's over. It's now, is he a top 5 pick?
Sure.
And I think the answer might wind up being yes, by the way. And you could see some jockeying position for Aston Gentry. But John Mara, you'd get your popular player right back at that position. He'd have an impact. We're starting to see teams value the running back even more. I would absolutely consider it. Now, they were there at his pro day, but not out en masse the way they were at the other one. So I don't think it's going to happen. This is not a report by me.
It's an opinion by Mike.
This is an opinion.
I like that. I like that.
So, Mike has his opinion, and this is unpopular opinion. Sports right here, man. So, but come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Aston Gentry at 3.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's wild.
I
Aston
really
Gentry
think
at 3.
when I go to Twitter on this Giants timeline and get some of this on the money out of pocket stuff, I hope y'all like this, by the way, man. Oh, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone when I listen to this. Like, bro, what the fuck these people be thinking? Man, this one is way out of pocket for me, bro. You telling me you gonna take another running back at 3 just because you ain't want to pay Saquon Barkley? Are you fucking for real? You know you gotta pay Aston Gentry too, right? You do know that. The draft picks ain't free. I hope y'all know that. Come on,
That's
bro.
a fact, man. That's wild right there. Why would you even do that? Now that literally is repeating the same mistake twice. Like literally.
Q-Burrow brother, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Yo, bro. I can't even. And you know, Pat, man, I can damn near defend anything, man. My grandma said I should have been a lawyer. But I can't defend this shit, bro, at all. There's no way in hell I can
there's nothing you can do.
There's no angle I can pick that defends this shit.
Yeah, there's no angle. You can't do anything with that, bro. That's
yeah, man. Definitely go super out of pocket, bro. Super fucking out of pocket, man. And definitely hit that like and subscribe, man. We do this every single Sunday. This is our new segment, On the Money or Out of Pocket, where we go find crazy, wild statements in media, on Twitter, on YouTube, on ESPN, and we just say, is it on the money or is it out of pocket?
Way out of pocket, bro.
This one's this one's super out of pocket.
I don't even know why you would even think of something like that, but okay. Do what you do, but
all right, last one. This one, I got from Big Blue VCR, but actually we were barking up this tree too. Me and Pat brainstorming. But Big Blue VCR, dope Twitter account, replays all the old Giants videos and stuff. Y'all go follow dude. But he says my hot take that will end up being wrong. I don't think it's gonna be wrong. Giants are playing up interest in Carter's visit today to get the Pats to trade up one spot and swap picks. Giants will take Sanders at 4, bring back an extra third rounder from the Pats. They have 2, and maybe a pick swap or something later. On the money or out of pocket? Do you think the Giants should or would swap picks and let the Pats take Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter? Because I think it works for Hunter too.
you know, I think he's on the money. They should be looking to do that, especially if Shador's there at 3 and Hunter's there at 3. You know the Patriots want Hunter, so do the Jaguars. So yeah, I definitely think, yeah.
I think this one is on the money too. And you got to think, the Giants and Joe Shane, and I give Joe Shane credit for this. He's not Dave Gettleman or Jerry Reese in the sense of he don't really let his plans be known until damn near right up until the draft. Like when we was in Detroit, that's when we really started. Then we really knew Neighbors was going. Like before that, I mean, people knew, but you got to think there was always a chance that they could have took Penix or JJ McCarthy, even though they wasn't really going up that route. Now, when you think about this too, remember they tried to trade with the Pats last year to get their quarterback. You know, so I think, I don't know how the relationship is, but I think they got a cool relationship, Wolf and Shane, because they talk a lot about trading. I think if you do this, good comments, Ghost Dog. I think if you do this and you can pick up an extra third, now you got 3 thirds. You could definitely use your second and one of those thirds to get back up into the first round if there's somebody else there that you want. Say one of the top, say Hampton is there, or say one of the top offensive linemen that you want drops down to the back end of the first round. Or one of the top defensive tackles. Say a Kenneth Grant is there at 30. And you got that extra third. And you could take that third and that second and move back up and get Kenneth Grant.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? It's not all about the quarterback. I just want to get this quarterback thing out the way so we can start building our team. Because if not, it's going to always hang over your head. You're going to be chasing it like a fucking hamster on the wheel. But once we get Sador and this quarterback thing figured out, I'm telling y'all how to build this team. You definitely could take this trade, get an extra third, move back up into the first round if there's a player, or you could just use your 3 third rounds or one of your thirds to move back up into the second and have 2 second rounds. Take 2 players in the second round. Say you take an offensive and a defensive lineman in the second round. Use your 3rd round pick, get you a running back, or get Elijah Arroyo. Now you cooking now. You got offense, you got quarterback, offensive, defensive lineman, and then another skilled player, whether it be a wide receiver or a running back at that spot, or Elijah Arroyo, a high player at the tight end position. So this one's right on the money. You know, this one is right on the money. And, you know, we were talking about this before. Me and Pat were talking about this before. Didn't put a video out there. I was going to make a video, but that's fine. Big Blue VCR put it out there on Twitter. So, but this is the perfect scenario for me. This is the perfect scenario for me. The Giants trade back with the Pats or the Jaguars, still get Sador Sanders, and pick up extra picks. Jay doesn't like it. I ain't trading shit. We good right where we are. Okay.
Well, if you can trade back and still get the player that you want, that makes total sense.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want Carter or Hunter, yeah. But you see, I think the Giants giving y'all a lot of smoke too with Carter and Hunter, because first of all, they were scouting Sador Sanders all year. Second of all, the owner told you got to fix the quarterback spot. You need to get a quarterback of the future. Third of all, if shit goes sour, you having Travis Hunter doesn't buy you no time if you Joe Shane and Brian Dable. Having Sador Sanders does, because you tell John Mara, we got your quarterback and you need to give us time to work with him. That's what I'm saying. Everybody keeps talking about this thing in reverse. Like, oh, they gotta take Hunter or Carter because they have to win games to save their job. No, Russell Wilson was the signing that was there to help you win games to save your job. Because your whole narrative was you were bad at quarterback. But if Russ don't pan out, you still got somebody else that you could say, okay, we signed this veteran. Let us get a chance with the guy we picked and see if it can work.
Mm-hmm.
Now that buys you time. Because if you go out there and Russ stinks and you got Travis Hunter on the roster, Brian Daboll's getting fired mid-season.
Yep.
You see how that works? If he has Shedeur Sanders, he can put Shedeur in, coach him up, make him look good, then say, all right, give me year 2, we're going to take off. You see how much more sensible that is? Or sensible? You see how that makes more sense than going and trying to get a splash player to try to squeeze 7 to 8 wins out of this hard-ass schedule you got? You got to build for the future. And stacking picks is another way to build for the future. You get more bites at the apple. The Giants should absolutely be thinking about trading down, especially if they're talking about Shedeur falling. It could be the Giants putting out a lot of the smoke. You don't know. They did that with Kayvon Thibodeau in 2022. Got him to drop to 7 or 5, I should say. I'm just saying. I think this is on the money though, but we're gonna wrap it up. I appreciate y'all today, man. It's another dope show for us over here at the Aboriginal Sports Network. This is streaming on Unpopular Opinion Sports and the Aboriginal Sports Network, but I'm going to make this exclusively for the Aboriginal Sports Network. So if you're watching on Unpopular Opinion Sports, you will be getting Giants conversations exclusively on the Aboriginal Sports Network. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I want to do other Giants content on my channel. I want to give you guys more video style content on my channel. And I'm going to start that next week with these best fit for the New York Giants. Best fits for the New York Giants. Like I said, I'm going to go DT, running back, wide receiver, and guard. So we're going to do those 4 spots because that's what I think we need the most. The most pressing things we're going to have to attack in this draft. So definitely going to give y'all those on Unpopular Opinion Sports. So be on the lookout for that, and definitely catch New York Giants Convo exclusively here on the Aboriginal Sports Network starting next week. And I love this show, man. My favorite show that I'm doing right now, Giants Convo. It's because I get to talk shit about the Giants. And I mean talk shit. And the shit talking is just starting, y'all. If they do what I think they're going to do, you're going to fucking hear it from me. You think I'm annoying now? You motherfuckers wait. Let's get out of here, man. Appreciate y'all for man. We're gonna get out of here though, man. Get that out next time.
Catch me on the block where the hustlers meet. Real talk, only hear that real street speak. Cameras in the dark, let the visuals creep. Down in the south, where sleep